The Decans of the Zodiac are aspects of astrology for the advancing astrologer and tarot reader. In fact, those of you familiar with the tarot know more about the Decans than you may have initially assumed. If you're looking to advance your chart reading or card reading skills, then this is the series for you. Hello, and welcome to the Cusp Astrology. If you're new to this channel, my name is Seth, and I enjoy creating videos that help us in the astrology community stay well-rounded and always thinking critically. Also, if you're new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and click that bell so you can stay notified of when I do my next deep dive into astrology. So, you have no idea what the Decans are. This is not the video for you, my friend. Somewhere on the screen, as well as down in the footnotes, you will find a link to the preface of this series. That preface will answer those preliminary questions necessary to understand what I'm talking about. So be sure to check out that preface, get your questions answered, and then meet me right back here. The Hierophant as a card and concept was introduced in the Taurus first Decan video. There we discuss the transition from the Emperor's intention and general vibe to the Hierophants. This is comparable to the transition from Aries to Taurus in the horoscope. In our last installment of this series, we recapped the Hierophant's journey to actualization. This journey is coming to its end here in the last Decan of Taurus. That first transition in this journey came from moving from Aries to Taurus, from the highest seat of authority and those accompanying relevant concerns to the second highest seat of authority, and the new concerns that revolve around advisorial authority and responsibility of maintenance. Crean Kenner, author of Tarot and Astrology, refers to the cards in the major arcana, like the Emperor and the Hierophant, as cosmic stereotypes. These cards are meant to represent broad encapsulations of complex energies like Taurus, Aries, and the rest. From the Tarot's point of view, in particular. Also covered in this book is the minor arcana, aka the numbered cards in a deck. These numbered cards happen to align quite neatly with the Decans of the Zodiac. The minor arcana acts as deep contextualization for the major arcana, just as the Decans act as deep contextualization for the Zodiac signs. Therein, when assessing Taurus, we look at her 3 Decans. And when we assess the Hierophant, we refer to the 5, 6, and 7 of discs. Energies, and more as one continuous energy. If this is your first video in this series, then you need to know how much I love context. It's not a word that I use lightly, and honestly, I'm addicted to it, and I'm hoping to get you hooked as well, because seeking context is an amazing habit to have. Context is the underlying key to fully understanding anything in life. I can't undersell its importance when consulting with a client, or just trying to think critically and ethically about anything, honestly. So, to give ourselves some much needed context, Taurus season is from April 21st to May 21st. The third decan of Taurus is marked by 20 degrees to 29 degrees of the sign. So if you were born roughly between May 11th and May 21st, you'll find your sun in this decan, and the 7 of discs now closely associated with your sun. The Hierophant's humble beginnings made for prime opportunities for cultivating. In fact, we can now call that urge an idea. In summation, the qualities of the 7 of discs, as well as the third decan of Taurus, is the last nail in the coffin for considering the Hierophant analogous with a trusted advisor, giving purpose to the Hierophant as a whole. I mean, in hindsight, contextualizing its journey from rejection to cultivating personal value to now leveraging personal perspective for the sake of maintaining individual autonomy and standards. In the breakdown, I walk through examples of how to turn all of the theory we just discussed into praxis, from theory to action. When I was a baby astrologer, I learned my first steps to interpretation. They were discerning introverted energies from extroverted energies. And an old school way of discussing feminine energies and masculine energies. If you enjoy my approach to astrology, the inductive astrology method, then this is also a perfect introduction to my standard of praxis. When discerning introverted from extroverted in regards to the third decan of Taurus, we're asking ourselves, is the planet I see in this decan introverted or extroverted? Pretty simple. If I see an extroverted planet here, like Jupiter, the Sun, Mars, or Mercury, then I'm giving special attention to how that planet contributes to the theme of overestimation. A folksy way of saying this is counting your If I see an introverted planet here, like the Moon, Venus, Saturn, and again Mercury, then I'm giving special attention to how this planet contributes to the theme of underestimation. Things are meant to be pretty uncomplicated. We did it! Another zodiac sign down, completed, and the next cosmic stereotype is on the horizon. Today we wrapped up the journey of the Hierophant with the Seven of Discs. Where we began was with recapping the Hierophant, adding a new layer to contextualizing this energy. Then we dissected the Seven of Discs, making note of different qualities and an established sense of purpose. And we ended on exercises for beginners of inductive astrology, a means of applying this technique starting today. If you'd like access to this full video as well as access to this full series, you'll need to become a patron at patreon.com/thecuspastro. Our next installment will introduce the Lover's card, allowing us to frame Gemini and their 3 decans from the tarot point of view. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, leave a comment, again, ring the bell so you can enjoy the next videos. Subscribe if you haven't already. Go to our Instagram, go to our Twitter, follow us, engage. The algorithm loves it, therefore I love it. And while you're at it, embrace the stars, but don't forget to think critically.